Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first session of Monsterhearts freshman year.
Woo!
Just a reminder to my players, make each main character's life not boring. Keep the story feral. Say what the rules demand, and say what honesty demands. As the sun sets, a summer storm approaches. The air becomes thick with humidity, coating the neighborhood in a rich, damp blanket. The smell of rain overtakes you, and you know you must get to shelter fast or risk being caught in the impending downpour. You pull up the hood of your jacket, sling your backpack on your shoulder, and wind your way through the downed trees and soft underfoot of the forest floor. But you're a little too late. You hear the patter of raindrops on the leaves above you, though you are so enmeshed in tree that no water can get to you. You hear the snap of a twig behind you and your heart begins to race. You knew the woods back home, but you don't know the woods here. Each tree, each path, it is all strange to you. You realize you don't recall which way you came in. How long have you been here? How far did you travel into the forest? Why did you go off the path? You knew that was stupid. Your parents taught you better than that. You hear another snap, and from a distance, the howl of, that can't be a wolf. Are there wolves in Oregon? You never even Googled about Kane's wildlife. You're suddenly overwhelmed by all the things you have to learn about your new home, your new life. You start school tomorrow. You start high school tomorrow. Another snap, this one close. Closer than the others. Your heart is in your throat. You feel the crunch of dirt beneath you and the hiss of an oncoming downpour above you, and then blinding, searing pain at the back of your head and a crack of thunder. And Ronni, you wake up in your bed as the blinding morning sun rids the world of last night's Pacific Northwest storm. You rub your eyes. You see the sunlight peeking through the blinds of your bedroom. What do you do?
I would get up and grab the journal that I keep next to my bed and journal about that dream for a couple minutes.
How do you journal about dreams? Do you try to remember as much as you can? Are you thinking?
Yeah, I would say I try to write it sort of narratively, like sort of as you would have said it, but in first person, obviously with like a couple fewer details and a little bit blurry from that like waking up from a dream haze.
Awesome. You hear the sounds of tinkering in the kitchen. We said last session that you lived in an apartment above the investigative offices.
Yep.
So I would imagine a one story, just a simple like 2-bedroom layout for you and your dad. Yep. Is your mom in the picture? Mm-mm. We didn't. Okay, so just you and your dad.
I can tell you. I mean, she left I would say like 2 years ago, and like anybody who's been around for a while would know that I went through like a bit of a phase trying to like find her, like trying to go through all my dad's files and like figure out where she might have gone. And at this point, I'm sort of at peace with it.
Yeah, so you know the sounds in the kitchen, the tinkering of a mug being taken out of the cabinet, the sound of coffee being poured into that mug. You look over at your clock on your bedside table. Kind of, I would assume you have stuff all over your bedside table. Kind of have to push away, to see that it is classic 6:30 a.m. Prime Ken getting ready for his day hour. So you can assume that he is awake as well.
I would kind of roll out of bed, take my time getting dressed, and probably I know the timing of him cooking breakfast enough to be sitting down like right when he's done and I come out, or walking out right as he's done and saying, "Do you need any help?" Knowing that he's already done and doesn't need any.
Yeah, you as you kind of peek, you can see the outline of him kind of at the end of the hallway, putting the last pieces of like toast on a plate for you. So whenever you're ready, you know that there is a plate ready for you, and you just see him kind of settle himself at the table with his coffee. And you know, most people would read the news on their phone these days, or like an iPad or some sort of laptop, but your dad's classic newspaper in the morning kind of guy, but like interchanged with like looking at his phone as messages are coming in and emails.
Morning, old man.
Ugh. Must you be so loud so early?
Did you party last night?
No, but something kept me up all night. Couldn't tell if it was a storm or wolves, I don't know. And he like kind of runs his hand through his mustache, and you see as you approach the kitchen, your father. Can everybody see that? Yeah. You see Papa Ken Marx. He's already, for as gruff and grumpy as he's being, you kind of know it's all just an act. He's just kind of putting you on. He likes to play the role of busy businessman, but he's already like in his tie, loosened a little bit, ready for the day. A little bit distracted, I would say, by his phone, a little bit more so than usual.
Working on a big case?
You know, just all that stuff coming in about those disappearances. It's just, I don't know. Nothing's set in stone yet, but
wait, what?
Nothing's set in stone yet, but you know, I have my theories.
What are your leads?
Well, you know, there's just been 2 or 3 disappearances at this point, and all of them, oh, hate to say it, your age, but you know, it's a big city. Nothing set, so I don't want to say too much. I don't want to.
Well, you know who would probably know the most about stuff going on with kids my age? Kids my age. And you know who has the most access to talk to kids my age?
If you say you one more time, Ronni.
I've been helping all summer. I have better access.
And you've been great.
You think they're going to tell a grumpy old bald man what they know? Or do you think they're going to tell me?
No, listen. I get it. Fathers and daughters have to have their differences, have to go at it, but don't bring my head into this. Don't you dare bring my lack of hair into this. You know I've tried. You know I've done everything I could do. I even tried to go over to that fancy place downtown with the special treatment, you know. It just didn't give me a rash. You remember that? Ugh, awful.
Sorry,
I don't need to look. I'm gonna own.
Look, Dad, all I'm saying is if I end up being the next one murdered, you're going to be like, man, she could have maybe helped me and I didn't let her help me. And then you're going to feel sorry. So I'm just trying to help you with your moral compass.
Always the kind one, my Ronni. Sit down and eat.
I know.
Do you want some coffee? Just kidding. That was a test. You failed.
I'll just get some on my way to school.
Oh my God. What have I done?
Just sort of pat him on the head.
Yeah, he like kind of leans into it a little bit and goes back to his newspaper. Kind of, you see him smile to himself a little bit as he kind of loses himself in work. And you sit down, have your breakfast. As a reminder to the players, because we play a lot of games here on CharmedPersons, this is a modern time. So you do have phones, you do have access to the internet. Anybody you could possibly want to contact, you probably could find a way to. So don't forget that mechanic of this beautiful Monsterhearts game. With that being said, Ronni, any messages you need to send first thing in the morning? Anything that's going on your phone that you want to check into?
I would just like check local headlines. I think I probably have like, hold up, very rude. I probably have like a news alert for like local stories, anything that might have come up overnight, and then just like check texts and stuff like that.
Yeah. You do notice that you have a text from Becca, who was over last night. And y'all probably putzed around a little bit before she ended up finally going home. But it's just in all caps, says, "Today's the day, bitch," and like exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, all caps.
I send her just like I'm trying to think of like the perfect gift that I would respond with. But just something very like sarcastic, like woo.
Yeah. She like heart eyes as reacts it. And yeah, you spend the rest of your morning getting ready for your first day of high school.
I would get coffee on the way to school.
Yeah. Where do you get coffee? Do you have a local?
Yeah, I like to
joint?
think that there's this spot that's like sort of right on my way to school and also on Becca's way to school. So there's this coffee shop that's like perfectly in the middle that we meet up at, and we get coffee and then we walk to school.
Should we do a
yeah, it's
are you doing it?
Naming it? It's called
we can do a generator.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to pull it up or do you want to do it?
I got it.
Nice. That's what I thought you were doing. That's why I was like,
no, I was gonna just come up with it, but
beautiful.
I think it's fun to have the generator because they're usually stupider than what I would come up with.
I love making my players do all the work.
Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. It's called the Sly Cup Outpost.
That's actually kind of cute.
Yeah, I like that.
The Sly Cup Outpost. Okay. Amazing. So
and
you'll hit up...
the cups, the logo is like a little thief.
Shut up, that's cute. I'm writing all this down. No stone unturned. Cool. So you and Becca will meet at the Sly Cup Outpost to grab a cup of coffee. As far as your morning routine, this is no different from probably what you did in 8th grade, or like at least this summer trying to get ready for high school vibes. So with that, we will cut dramatically to Steve, who awake. It's the first day of school. The sun is out. The sun is shining. The tank is clean. And you are, and your mom knocks on your door loudly. Stevie!
Yeah, Mom, what?
Stevie,
I'm up.
It's 6:35. Did you set your alarm for 6:30?
No.
Steve!
I set it for 6:45.
Steve!
10 more minutes.
Okay, but if you're not out of this bedroom by 6:45, I'm gonna do this all over again, and you know how much I love doing this.
Hey, I love you.
I love you too. And you hear her like slippered feet away.
I slowly get out of bed and stretch and put on clothes that are probably laying on the floor. The same hoodie that I normally wear, but the underneath changes every once in a while. As I get ready, I kind of look underneath my bed, knowing what's there, and I just think about the book for a second and then just sigh and walk out the door and downstairs.
Do you take the book with you to school?
Not
Because
on
you've
my.
been spending a lot of time with it.
I
this
know,
summer.
I know, but I don't think he would on his first day.
Not on his first. Okay.
Yeah, and he knows that Ronnie's a bit snoopy.
A bit.
And this is her first time seeing him in a while, and he just doesn't really want to risk it. And so he would just go downstairs and see his mom. Say, see, he didn't have to do it all over again.
Wow, that was a record, Stevie.
Thanks.
From me knocking to downstairs, it's been what? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
I just decided to get up.
Isn't that the same hoodie you were wearing yesterday?
No, this is the black one. Yesterday I wore the dark blue one.
Wow.
Do I look stupid?
No, you just look the same as you did yesterday. But now I'm beginning to question if I'm colorblind because I used to be able to tell the difference between black and dark blue. Now I'm
Okay, yes,
questioning
it's the
everything about my
same
life.
hoodie that I wore
Okay,
yesterday.
don't lie to me.
Are you working late again tonight?
Just a little, but I'll be home by 9
Okay.
and I will listen to this first day of school, Mr. Man.
Thanks, Mrs. Mom.
How are you feeling?
Um,
Be honest, be truthful. If you can't do it now, when can you do it?
I don't know. It's gonna suck to be on the bottom of the totem pole again.
Yeah.
You know?
Just wait till junior year though. That's when you'll really feel it.
Really?
Yeah, senior year, senior year, you're 1 foot out the door. You're checked out. But junior year, that's
Mom, that's forever away.
it's cute that you think that.
Literally years away.
It's 2 years.
Okay, well.
Look how fast all of your other schooling went.
I know. Hey, I'm gonna go down to Robbie's and have a breakfast Sammy on the way. Okay?
Okay. As long as you eat.
I will. I just want to get there early because I want to make sure I know where all my classes are so I can plan the right route.
There he is. There he is. And she like takes your cheek in her little fingers and like
just, like,
pinches you. Yeah.
Half-heartedly smile, like sarcastically
Yeah.
smiles.
And I'll pull you in and kiss you on your head.
He gives her a big hug and pulls away and says, thinks about saying something and then does not and leaves. And then he heads to Robbie's bodega right on the corner from where he lives. And he
You said Robbie's.
Robbie's, yeah.
Robbie's.
It's a bodega on the corner where he lives. And he goes there all the time. Robbie's this like bombastic city guy, born and raised, and he makes a mean bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
Oh shit, yes.
Fucking
Fucking love Robbie.
Yeah. And I come in and actually like perk up a little bit. I'm like, hey Robbie, how you doing?
Sorry, I'm switching.
You're
I heard
good.
you.
You're good.
Switching us, giving us a little. You're out and about. You're in the city.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, you make your way out. You make your way into this Robbie's bodega. You say, "Hey, Robbie," and he says, "Hey, look who it is! It's my guy, it's Chief Taylor. He's a big high schooler now. What's up, my man?
Today's the day.
Today's the day. How you feeling? How you feeling, my boy?
I'm feeling good, but you know what'll make me feel a lot better?
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yes, that's right.
Here you go. Look, I had this ready for you.
Oh,
It's
Robbie.
not cold.
Okay,
It's
good.
definitely warmed
I
up.
trust you.
Listen, thank you. That means the world to me, man. That means the world to me. Not a lot of people in this world trust me, man. You know, they come in, they hear me talk, they're like, oh my God, what's this guy about? But you had faith in me from day one. I love you for that, man.
Always, always. I lay down the money for the.
Oh,
for-
no. Listen, on your first day of high school, get out of here.
No, Robbie,
Put that-
come
put that back in
on.
your- No, you'll need to buy you something. Maybe you'll meet a girl today. Maybe you gotta buy a
Oh,
lunch. or something.
Robbie,
You
Robbie,
take it.
come on. No.
No, I'm not gonna fight you on this one today, man. You're
Okay.
smart. You're smart. You're good with those words. But today, let me do this for you. Let Robbie do this for you.
All right, I appreciate it, Robbie. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. You're a kind kid. Look at you. Don't let this world turn you bad, okay? You don't do anything you don't want to do. You don't be anybody you don't want to be. You don't let anybody tell you what you want to do. And he goes on and on.
And I'm like
for-
slowly walking out the door, like backing up
Yeah.
to the door.
But he keeps doing it's that thing of like he's like, okay. But another thing you gotta say, you gotta tell him when someone walks up to you, you gotta look at him in the eye. Don't look away. Look at him in the eye.
Hey,
It's
hey,
like
Robbie, I
cards.
appreciate it. You have a great day, okay?
You have
I'll
a
see
good
you-
day
I'll
too,
see
man.
You after, I'll let you know how the day went.
Okay, you come tell me. I'll be here.
Yeah.
And like you
Um,
hear him as the doors like jingles closed. You hear him like just grab another customer and be like, "Hey, that's my guy. That's Steve. That's Steve." His
Yeah.
dad
And
like,
shit, of course, yeah.
goes on and on. You can hear him as you're walking out.
And then there's just one more thing that I would like to do, if that's okay.
Absolutely,
On my way
yeah.
to school. So I just munch on this bacon, egg, and cheese bagel on the way. And I'm just like, as I'm walking.
That makes me hungry.
I know, yeah, just to finish it off, crumple up the wrapper, toss it in the nearest trash can, and then I cut through an alleyway that I know will lead me to where, on the way towards school. It's not like it's not an out of the way. It's like not a necessary shortcut, but it'll still get me there. And as I'm walking down that alleyway, I think about the book and everything that's been going on and the things that I've been practicing. And one of the things that we could do in Monsterhearts is gaze into the abyss.
Yeah.
And I think for my skin, narratively, this is kind of like an ability that he practices.
Okay.
And so he kind of stops in the alleyway and like closes his eyes and like listens to his breath, and he focuses on the enchantment, the language that he's not even sure if he's pronouncing it right, and he chants it underneath his breath. And he thinks about what he wants and what he wants to gaze into the abyss for, which is to just gaze into the abyss for if there's any information he should know for his first day. Like if there's anything important going on, like that he might not be aware of. And that's what he gazes into the abyss for.
Roll with dark for me. Are you doing it in the chat?
I am going to do it in the chat, yeah. So I will show that I'll show it so that the stream can see it.
Yeah, we all just for the viewers, we are using Roll20 with Monsterhearts specific character sheets, which is wild. Except Emily, who is a homebrew skin that we will figure out how to get her going in there for.
Which is also cool. Okay, so here we go. Oof.
Oh,
That is
succeed as-
that's a max.
I think you
roll.
like topped off there.
Yeah, that's a max roll. That's 2 6s.
That's a max
plus
roll,
2.
yeah. So
It was the bacon, egg, and cheese bagel for sure.
honestly, like when your stomach is full, you are focused. You are
Yeah.
laser focused. What is the enchantment that you are? And as much as you want to tell me,
Yeah.
and we can talk off stream about it too a little bit more if you want, but in this moment, what is that enchantment that you are reciting?
Okay, so roughly translated into English, I think that it would be something along the lines of spirits with ethereal eyes. Let me see through reality's guise. For the knowledge that I need to know is only for you to in me so.
Okay. For a brief moment on the after you've been reciting this enchantment or this almost mantra, almost kind of like a meditation at this point, and you feel like your shoulders relax as you're walking through this alley. You kind of start to slow down your pace. It's very much like it's a very much a meditative experience, and you feel your entire body kind of zoning in on whatever's been happening to you this summer. And you're pretty sure, contrary to your mom's advice, that it's something other than puberty.
Yeah.
And for a brief moment, as you're reciting the beginning of the incantation, you see a like pinkish purple aura. And that turns into the outline of a tall, kind of androgynous being. And then as you continue the incantation and you're breathing and you're kind of shambling forward, you get the clearest picture, as if they were right in front of you, of your best friend Scotty, part of your D&D group, who you've been friends with for years, who you and Becca and Ronni have sat almost all summer, as many times as you could get together, that Ronni was not working with her dad, playing D&D and making up shitty stories and the best stories ever, and like silly stories and sad stories. And you see this vision of Scotty kind of come to life in front of you, and they're smiling and they're looking at you with their kind, like brown, big eyes. And then something in them saddens and something in them hardens, and the vision starts to go fuzzy again, and the purplish pink hue of what you know to be their beautifully dyed hair that they did over Becca's bathtub in like late July kind of starts to melt away and fade. And as it's fading, it's changing color and tone, and goes from kind of an ombre gray into a black into a kind of a dark blue tint. And for a second you think that you're just thinking of how your mom kind of poked fun at you this morning, and then that dark blue kind of melts into a soft blue, flowing like water, and it's wet and it's flowing and shimmering all around you, and suddenly you're met with a pair of bright blue eyes, and then suddenly a honk in the middle of the alley. and a guy in a truck is like, "Get out of the street, kid.
Oh, sorry.
What are you doing? I'm trying to make a delivery."
Sorry.
God.
And I just like
and-
speed walk away. And I am like breathing heavily, not only from just like the effort of this, but also just like this is, I would say, definitely the most that he's ever gotten from this practice. And so he's like excited and also like curious and also worried, and he's just dealing with all those emotions as he continues to walk to school.
At some point, I feel like you, and correct me if I'm wrong, both Emily and Zach, but at some point you and Becca would run into Steve on the way, maybe like even a couple
Probably.
blocks away from the school, and y'all meet up and exchange pleasantries. And it's been a couple weeks since you were able to catch Ronni, or longer. Has it been a few weeks?
Just not more than a few weeks, but probably close to a few weeks.
Yeah, because you got really busy there for a little bit.
I did, yeah.
And you both kind of had your own interests, and Becca kind of slaps you on the back, Steve, and is like, "You ready, big guy?"
Hey, yeah, no, I'm ready for sure. I just think that my initiative modifier is really low today.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, listen, I woke up this morning and I was like, roll for performance, am I right?
Hey, Ronni.
And for those of you who know Becca, you would see, I keep forgetting I made these portraits. You would see on the shorter side, Asian woman with, or I guess are high schoolers girls, right?
Girls.
We can call them girls,
No.
and it's not disrespectful.
No, I
right?
mean, 14, yeah.
Okay.
For
14.
sure.
Yeah, so like
That's a
14-year-old girl, just like dark black hair, wearing her signature ball cap, and just really excited to be alive. Just very happy to be here and happy to goof around with her friends.
How you doing,
She
Ronni?
kinda-
It's been a few weeks.
Good. Yeah, I can't believe my dad. He like still won't let me help. Can you believe?
Oh, I mean, why wouldn't he use his best resource?
I'm like, all of this stuff is happening to kids our age, so like,
Has he like heard like anything in particular?
I
Like,
think so.
really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything, but I do think that he's onto something, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm also actively being attacked by a dog.
Oh, well, hey, get the fuck out of here, dog.
Onyx, get off.
Yeah, well,
I
yes.
how are you?
Oh, everything's all right. Mom's really overdoing it since Dad's not here, so, but it's okay. I mean, she's putting forth an effort, so that's more than a lot of people.
Are we still playing this week?
I don't know. Are we?
Yes,
mean, I'm down.
please. Just because high school starts doesn't mean we have to be like cool and shit, right?
I mean, playing D&D's cool,
I mean,
right? We're
Yeah,
cool, right?
Everyone would describe
Yeah.
the four of us as really cool.
I don't know. I mean,
No, I guess not.
whatever. I'm not gonna stop playing it. It's the only thing that
No.
makes sense to me,
Why do we need to be cool?
Yeah.
No, we don't need to be cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why do we need to be cool? Why did I? Oh, high school's
You guys
weird.
are way too worried about this high school thing. Come on, let's just go do it. And then we'll be done with it.
As Ronni like starts to walk away, I look at Becca and like imitate Ronnie's like cool demeanor and like
Yeah, she like follows you and like behind you was just like yes. And like puts her hat backwards.
Yeah. I put my hood up.
Yeah. And y'all walk up as the camera kind of pans out.
Yeah.
We see the school kind of kids start to congregate.
Yes.
And then we make our way little drone scan pan style to the guest house at the Lancasters' house, and we see one Vernon Jasper. Vernon, what do you sleep?
Yeah, I did not sleep at all. I spent the entire night roaming around the neighborhood. Like, I'm taking inventory of every house in my neighborhood, which houses are the big houses, what kind of cars are outside of their houses, trying to see if I can find out if people are awake late at night, if there are lights on in certain houses. I'm just taking stock of everything in my neighborhood, including the Lancaster house. I am keeping a close eye on the comings and goings of the Lancaster family.
Amazing. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just gathering like broad data?
Broad data on the neighborhood, but I do, like, early in the morning, I just kind of wait outside the front house of the Lancasters. I know which windows go to which rooms, and I'm just waiting to see what time the lights come on. I'm trying to pinpoint if the Lancasters have any like morning rituals, what their schedule's like, if they like go out for a run in the morning. I'm clocking everything about them.
Okay. With that, you would learn then that Mother Lancaster is a religious morning workouter. She has a Peloton. She has an entire room dedicated to her Peloton with like the TV screen in front of it. Has like the full, like she's tried to deck it out as much like a cycle kit as she can, with like the water bottle holder on the frame, and is like got a whole setup with like her cycle shoes and like her towels, and she wears like a jersey. It's as if she's like trying to train for the Tour de France, but will never ever ride a bike outside in like the cul-de-sac or anything. And where you're living, where you are specifically, like Ronni is more in kind of the downtownish area of Angelwood. But and Steve, I would imagine, because you said you have kind of a 2-story situation going on, that there's like a townhouse area, like where there's more like duplexes and such. But where the Lancasters live is like the residential spread, like nearly on the forest line, lots of big houses, very kind of Victorian craftsmen, lots of situations going on there, and people kind of in this neighborhood. There's a neighborhood association, or like a street association for homeowners. Block parties happen here a lot, so this is kind of a more well-to-do area, and especially because they have like a carriage house that they can afford to like have a person stay in. This is a people have money in this house, and you are learning that with an entire Peloton setup. Father Lancaster is a little slower in the morning, likes to wake up, goes straight to the shower, stays there for a really long time. You haven't figured out why.
Okay.
And then when he comes out of the room, he is fully ready to go, does as little as possible in terms of interacting, just basically grabs a coffee, gets in his car, and goes to wherever. You haven't quite figured out his job yet. And you know that you could probably just ask him, but it's more fun this way.
Yeah, I will figure it out.
And then Cora, of course, their daughter and their son Seth. I did write that down. And their son Seth are pretty much very similar to father. Both get up, both get ready, both go. But Cora has started making a habit of checking in on you in the morning, kind of seeing if you want to accompany her, get out in the world. And today is no different, as you hear a knock on your carriage house door. And you hear Cora say, Vernon, are you
Come,
awake?
come in. The door
Oh.
is open.
Oh, thank you. And as the door opens, you see the face of Cora Lancaster. And she has just a single banana. She's kind of learned that you don't really take her up on her offers of food when she has brought full breakfasts in the past. And so she brought a banana. She's like, I brought you this. Are you hungry, or how are you feeling? Are you excited? I'm nervous. I don't know if you can tell. Do I seem nervous? Am I?
Yes, you're talking a lot.
Oh
Cora, but
God, sorry. Yeah, I talk a lot. My mom said I talk a lot when I'm nervous and when I'm hungry. Sometimes when I get hungry, I just start talking, and I think it's just to distract myself from. And she's like opening the banana and like eating it as she's talking to you. And
I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I am excited. This is going to be a good year at school, I think. Don't you agree?
I think so. I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. I mean, part of me thinks it's going to be the same as 8th grade, but it's a new school. And I mean, I guess some of our same classmates will be there, but like other kids from other neighborhoods can go to this school.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of kids in other neighborhoods. It's quite the melting pot this high school is. That's exciting in its own right.
Ugh, and like, what if a boy wants to like talk to me? Ugh, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I know what happens when boys try to talk to you.
Yes, boys have a tendency to talk.
Well, not you. You don't really talk that much.
No, talking is just wasting time.
I wish more boys were like you.
I wish more girls were like you.
You see her kind of go red a little bit in the face and put the rest of the banana in her mouth. And so, should we should go. We can go. Do you want to walk together? I guess I didn't even ask if you wanted to walk together. We don't have to. Like, we could just totally.
Let's
I know
walk
that
together. I stand up. I've got like I'm wearing a tie, but like kind of loosely unbuttoned. The top button's unbuttoned, kind of loose around the neck, long shaggy hair. And I've got like a trench coat, not a cape, not a coat.
trench coat in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's like September.
Yeah. I stand up. All right, Cora, I would love to walk with you. Let us leave.
Yes, let us leave.
Oh, I'll walk out into the morning sunlight, kind of wince a little bit.
Do you have anything on your head? / does anything mechanically happen to vampires in this game?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I would like to think it's a little bit more in the realm of like, and I'm going to hate myself. I'm going to hate myself for what I'm about to say, but like Twilight, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Stephanie Meyer's masterpiece. Thank you. I would say that it's a little bit less of like the like burning in the sun and a little bit more just like you become like very pale, or there's like some sort of like very subtle effect that happens that's not so much hurting you as it is just like if you're very much out in the sun and making like a big show of it. I'm not going to say glittering because that we all know that's ridiculous, but just like some sort of glow that
instead of getting sunburnt, you turn paler.
Yeah, you get paler.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. A slight tinge of like gray happens, like stone, like when stone gets hot or something.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. So I wouldn't have anything on my head, but
okay.
I'm purposefully walking in the shadows whenever I can.
Cool. Yeah. And Cora would, as you've hung out this summer, wouldn't think anything of that because like you're paler, so she probably just is attributing it to you being careful and healthy and like whatever. But you kind of do notice as you're walking, she still hasn't quite recovered from your compliment of her and has gone a little bit more quiet than usual.
So Cora, what do you think of your parents? Good parents, bad parents?
Oh. I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it. I guess they're good. Like, I don't know. Sometimes Seth gets in fights with them a little bit, but that's mostly because he's dumb. He's like a dumb boy, you know.
Yes, Seth is very dumb, I've noticed.
And he's older than me, so like,
no excuse.
I don't really kind of understand. But they say, I guess, boys are younger. It takes them longer, I guess, to. No offense. Like you're not.
Yeah, well, Cora, I'm not a normal boy, and I think there's a running streak in young boys who take being educated lightly. But of course, I have made it my goal to know as much as possible, which I guess makes me unlike most of them.
That is. Yep. That's. Uh-huh.
You also mentioned something about a podcast. And I was thinking, very interesting to be able to get your thoughts out to people.
Yeah.
Like frequently. That's something that I'm interested in.
Yeah, like sometimes people do it weekly. Like you could I would listen to it. I've just started getting into podcasts. There's this one that everybody says you have to listen to. It's kind of like the starter that's restarted podcast, but it's called Serial. And that's what I'm thinking of. It's this woman who there's like a old closed case and she like goes back through it and reinvestigates, but she's not there to like make a verdict. She's just there to like give us the facts. And I feel like that would be something like I would listen to you do that.
Well, Cora, I would love for you to listen to me do that, but I would also love to listen to you do that.
Me? And she kind of like, as you're like walking down the street, kind of stops and then like catches up with you. And it's just like, what? I don't have as good of a voice as you. I think I could like produce it. I could produce it for you, but
your voice is beautiful, Cora.
Okay, at this point you gotta roll to turn her on. You gotta like, you've been coming at it. There's been like 3 times where I'm like, she's blushing, she's stopped, she's blushed.
Okay, so that's a hot roll.
That's a hot roll.
That's one hot roll. Gonna roll.
That is one hot roll.
9.
Partial succeed. Okay. So she is going to. Do you already have a string on her?
Yes, I have a string on everyone.
Okay.
So I have one on her.
She is going to, just because this is kind of still the first interactions, she is going to just give you another string as she like a little bit leans into this one kind of, and it still is a little giggly, still goes a little bit quiet, but you can sense this whereas earlier she was kind of trying to laugh it off and she got a little squirrely, she kind of just like sits with it a little bit and kind of like cocks her eyebrow at you and just is like, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. We could try co-hosting. We could.
Yeah, we could try and see how it goes. Doesn't have to be a permanent thing, but
first let's get through the first day of school.
Of course. And I know you're going to kill it today. By the way, I cannot thank you and your family enough for inviting me into your home and giving me a place to live. It's, I just wanted you to know that I'm thankful.
That's, of course. Your family, despite how soon they were taken, meant a lot to my family, I think. So I think it's the least we could do.
Yes. Well, I guess I'll see you at school, and maybe we could sit together at lunch and we can talk more about the podcast and catch up. But
yeah,
I wish you nothing but the best of luck today in your first day.
Thanks, Vernon.
Thank you, Cora.
And as she like turns, she'll make an effort to kind of like brush your hand as she passes and walk a little bit in front of you as you guys approach the school. By this point, it is well into 7:15, 7:20 a.m. The sun is high in the sky, well, high on the side of the east in the sky. And the water from the trees that the accumulated the rain last night, the morning dew that's accumulated is starting to dry out a little bit. It's pretty steamy for September in Oregon. Cairns, Oregon is where we are, to remind the viewers / listeners. Cairns, Oregon, in the neighborhood of Angelwood, bordering a beautiful forest, mountainous nature park preserve. And, you know, thanks to climate change, we got a steamy September 1st coming at you. More like climate don't change, am I right? And we zoom in to this forest as we see the wildlife coming to. We hear the sounds of birds, we hear the sounds of squirrels, and we focus in on one particular little nestled nook in this forest. And we haven't really gotten a chance to discuss it. But Jenn, would you like to tell us about where you live?
Yes. I think that, so last time we talked about there being like a cemetery out there, like kind of like as you get out to the outskirts of town. And I think that it's like one of these, like, you know, big, there's like all these huge monuments and stuff and some like mausoleums. So the shelter that I find myself waking up in is like one of these big stone mausoleums where I slept last night.
And are you alone, or?
No, I'm with my siblings, Alaska and Juno.
Amazing. So Alaska is kind of already awake next to you. And she's on her phone. You see her kind of scrolling through Instagram, making like typical, just like deadpan face. This is what you see when you see Alaska. Very similar to you in the hairstyle, a little less kind of ombre in that sense, but still kind of the wild wolf cut. Very, very striking eyes, just as you have. You can definitely tell the familial resemblance. And she looks a little perplexed this morning. But yeah,
I think I like wake up and like see that Alaska's awake, see that Juno is still sleeping, and be like, God, Alaska, why didn't you wake me up? It's my first day. I like
God.
throw a pillow at Juno.
It's fine. Don't wake her up. She doesn't have to go.
She has to go to school too.
Yeah, but she's not like worried about it like you are. So just, it's gonna be fine. I've done this twice already.
I'm not worried about it. Let me be fucking clear.
Whoa. F word this early. My God. I'm not worried. I'm not fucking worried.
Well, I'm sorry. I feel prepared. I'm ready to go. I know what I want. Just like, I don't know. Let's go.
Oh, sweet summer child. You have a plan. I believe that. I believe you have a plan. What are you, a freaking earth sign? What are you? Remind me. I know. Just kidding. I'm gonna look at my phone. Hang on while I look at my phone. Don't say it. Don't say it. I'm gonna guess. You are. Oh, you're a fucking Aries. That's right. I see. You have a plan. You think you have a plan. You know it's the greatest plan in the world. And she like pops one of her claws out, just like a giant long fingernail. It's painted in like a rich green, like almost the color of moss. And she just like pushes a piece of hair out of your eyes and she goes, "You're gonna be fucked if you try to stick to that plan." I'm just telling you now. I'm just telling you now.
What are you talking about?
I'm just telling you now. You think you know. You think you know. It's cute. Just let it happen. Just let whatever happens today happen. Don't try to make it anything.
Happen.
Yeah, just let it happen.
Sure. I like whatever you mean by that even.
Juno, should she just let it happen? You hear Juno kind of like scruff in their sleep as she like turns over, grabs the pillow that you like threw and like clutches it like one of those little cats that they give like the stuffed animal to, and it just goes like this and like pulls it into her face. Kind of a little bit. She's younger, right? She's
like a couple years younger in middle school. Like
there's like a
11,
little
maybe,
bit
12.
sense of feral energy to her, so she's kind of just like and like buries her face under the pillow. She's like, see, just let it happen. Juno's not worried.
Well, Juno is a child, so I'm a high schooler now, and I have a big sister who's been in high school for 2 years, so I don't have anything to be worried about. You don't you have like social capital now?
Probably. I don't know. I just let it happen. And she like goes back to her phone and like kind of smiles.
What's so interesting on your phone, Alaska? We gotta go.
Listen.
Are you excited to see your little boyfriend?
He's not my boyfriend. He's not number one.
Well, maybe you should just like let it happen.
And she like grabs the pillow from Juno, like one like swish movement and just like slams you in the head with it, and like a feather pops out from where she like dug it with her claws. There's like a little hole in the pillow now.
Yeah, I think I punch it away, and I'm like on her. I'm like ready to fight physically.
Yeah. Oh gosh. And she like, for a moment, let's do another then lash out. If do you want, I'll offer you a lash out physically if you would like.
Yeah.
Or is this just like let's do. So go ahead and roll with volatile, because this is the same thing that happened last night too. Is like y'all got into like a tussle.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, let's see. Cat on my lap, you have to move.
Sorry, I can't go to work today. I have a cat on my lap.
Partial succeed.
Partial succeed. We got a 7. Okay, so a lower end of partial succeed.
I still deal harm though.
Yeah. So, I'll let you decide what kind of, it would only be, I would only say just like very minimal, like superficial, like a scratch maybe with a
Are
7.
we, so sorry to get mechanical here for a
No,
minute,
please.
but are we going to like keep track of harm? And one of my werewolf moves is that if I harm someone, I get a string on them. So I don't know if we want to like track harm. And
Yeah,
also
I can
Alaska
track.
is not a, is an NPC, so maybe it doesn't matter. But regardless, I think I would get a string on her.
Yeah, so you definitely will get a string on her if you are causing 1 harm. And I'm gonna go ahead and make I have it. I'm really, really super excited about how organized I am here. But I'll go ahead and track harms for NPCs.
Cool.
But I think there is a section in your character sheet that does have for you to be able to mark harms.
Yes.
And I think there's 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go ahead and mark 1 harm for Alaska. And do you, what do you perceive that you would do in this kind of, it like playful, I would assume there's a sense of like teasingness to it. But
Yeah.
again, we kind of have established that you are a character that doesn't know her own strength really yet.
Yeah, I'm a little rough. I think I just like knock her over whatever she's sitting on and like knock her onto the floor and like on top of her, so she like kind of thuds onto the floor.
Yeah.
And like enough to like bruise or whatever. I'm not like going for her throat, but I am kind of like I don't know, trying to prove a point. I'm like don't treat me like a kid. I can hold my own. Like I got dirt on you too. Like I want to tease you.
Yeah.
Mess with me.
Okay. So you're kind of asserting your own, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that like with that, she may like, you know, when you like smack your hand on a like concrete and it like stings for the rest of the day and there's like that slight like tingle, I would say like she probably like went to catch herself as she fell back and like kind of like bonked her hand a little bit. And so it's like startling for her, right? So she kind of hits her hand and she's like, fucking Onyx, come, okay, fine, let's go, let's just go.
I've been saying that. Let's go.
Oh God, Juno, get yourself to school, be kind. Oh fuck, where's what's the other one's name? What's your brother's name? Don't you have a brother?
No. Oh yes.
Cody. Yes. Where the fuck is Cody? Oh shit. Okay. Go ahead without me. Cody's the littlest one, right?
No, Juno is the littlest one.
Juno's littlest. Is Cody older than Alaska?
No, so I would say Cody is like 12 and Juno is like 10, 11.
10, 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. Okay, you go ahead without me.
Come on.
Oh, no, it'll be fine.
Race you to school. Come on.
Listen, I'll still beat you. It's fine. I'll still beat you. Go. Okay, Juno, make sure, go find Cody. And she like nudges Juno with her foot and is like takes off with you. Determined to beat you.
We like are running, racing to school.
Running, racing. I would even say no, I'm not going to say anything. Cool. Okay. So as you race off in the direction of school, similarly to what we saw when we saw the camera pan out from Jasper and Cora, where you see or from the crew, we see the camera pan out on you and Alaska racing each other to school. The kids are all congregating. There's a sense of excitement and enthusiasm. We hear the screeches of laughter of people being reunited. We pan into this beautiful, beautiful courtyard of this high school that, though it is underfunded, is part of a historical area of this neighborhood. And so the building itself, the facade itself, is gorgeous. It's a castle, it's a Greek mausoleum, it's just stone, white stone, in this courtyard of twisting and weaving sidewalks, speckled with picnic tables for students to sit at, and 2-story beautiful white stone building that says across the top of it, Angelwood High School, etched in to the white stone, and then flashing on the automatic like school sign, like the classic like ticker tape banner kind of situation. You just see first day of school, welcome Angelwood High Devils. And that's where we'll take a little bio break before we get into the meet and greet portion of our evening.
I forgot we were the devils.
I know, right? I'm
So
trying
good.
to like sprinkle in. I was like, part of me was like, do I go back through and like remind us of the world? And I was like, nah, I'm gonna sprinkle it in.
We'll get it.
So yeah, go ahead, grab a snack, grab tissue, because it could get emotional, who's to say. Take a little bio break, and we'll be back shortly.
You're back.
First day of school. Woo. We're back with Monsterhearts freshman year, our ongoing Monsterhearts campaign. Where we last left off is all of our main characters converging in the courtyard of what you should now see is a beautiful schoolyard area. As you can see, the big drive leading up with the winding sidewalks, and trees and cars and parking and city in the background and beautiful clouds in the sky. That's basically what you see as a bunch of students just gather wildly in the courtyards. Becca, Ronni, and Steve. It's gonna take me like at least 3 sessions to be able to like say your names cleanly. Becca, Ronni, and Steve, you all are laughing together, kind of the tail end of the joke of you following Ronni and her seriousness, and you see I told myself I was going to do this before. Let me show you your character portraits, and let's show the stream your character portraits. Sorry I didn't do that before. So we see Steve Taylor. Here's Steve. Oh. Can you see the picture?
Yeah, you gotta go to the bio and info section.
Yeah, go to bio and info. That's our friend Steve. That's who you see. And we see Ronni also. Go to bio and info.
I don't see anything.
She has to be in our journal in order for us to see her.
It just popped up my character sheet for me.
Oh, it's only popping up you.
It has to be in your character's journal or player's journal for them to be able to see it.
Gotcha. Okay. How about that?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Don't look at each other's character sheets though, you guys. And by the next stream, I'll just make tokens or like
handouts.
Handouts. Thank you.
You can look at my character sheet all you want.
Burn on me.
We actually can only see the bio and info section.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
God, thank you.
You're good.
Here is Steve again, for if you couldn't see. I'm putting him in your journals. So that's Steve. Cutie Steve. We saw Ronni. Let's check out old Vernie boy.
Oh, Vernie boy.
Oh, Vern.
Old Vernie boy.
There's our Vern. Very.
He definitely thinks
I'm
he's
just
in an
obsessed.
anime.
I'm obsessed with thinking of like the weirdest 14-year-old.
I know.
Honestly, like, it's so funny to me.
He thinks he's so
I
smooth
imagine,
and cool.
yeah, I imagine he has a
Oh,
picture
good.
of what he wants to look like, but then he's 14.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know he's not pulling it off.
No. And then, sweet, but violent, volatile Onyx. What you see.
Oh.
Amazing. So, Ronni and Steve and Becca, as you converge into this beautiful courtyard, bustling, seeing new freshmen that you've seen, you know, coming from your middle school, you've seen new freshmen, you've seen freshmen coming from your middle school, you're seeing upperclassmen kind of like fist bumping each other, giving each other hugs, saying hi. You see the familiar face of your fourth companion, Scotty Pearson. And Steve, a little bit of a moment catches in your gut as you see Scotty, especially because of the vision you just had. And you don't know if it's the nerves. You don't know if it's the dream.
Yeah.
But something is kind of worrying you about Scotty.
Yeah.
And they come up to you and go right to you and kind of just put their arms out in a big hug.
Hey, Scotty. It's
Give
good
you a
to
hug.
see
And
you.
you're a big guy.
Yeah.
They're a big person as well. They're pretty tall.
Yeah.
They just kind of like catch you under the armpits and kind of gently lift you up a little bit.
Oh, God.
Something that they've always been able to kind of meet you there with your strength and pat you on the back. And they're like, just very seriously get in, very coolly look at you in the eye. Those brown eyes again you see from your vision, and they say, how you doing? You doing all right? You feeling okay?
Yeah. I'm doing okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. My mom has been having me meditate lately, and did I tell you guys, like, I sat with her for like 30 minutes the other day, just dead silence.
Sounds boring.
I thought so too, but you know, I actually felt really good, and I thought I was going to be nervous today, and I'm not.
You're not nervous at all?
I'm just not. No, I think what's going to happen is going to happen, and I just really, I'm feeling good. How are you? How are you, Ronni? How are you? Are we good? Are you?
Cool, man.
Yeah. See? Ronni knows. Ronnie's got it.
Well,
And you know, out of the four of you, you know, y'all kind of play your roles. Steve's a little bit of the worrier. Ronnie's kind of the chill, but very driven, very passionate. Becca's the silly one, and Scotty has always been kind of the like voice of reason in your group, the very like logical, really able to kind of. They would be like essentially the cleric of your group. They've always kind of played the cleric or the healer of your group, and so their energy is very calming and soothing. And Steve, much to your vision, like when you see them, you feel this kind of shoulder release of tension. In you. And
I think that Steve is still worried, but he was worried that he might not even see them. So I think that he's just happy to see them, and. Because he didn't know what that vision meant, you know, he had no idea, and so he's just happy to see them, and I think is still a little bit worried, but he's I don't know, I think in this moment listening to Scotty, I think he's going to try to keep my cool, and like maintain myself and calm myself down.
Absolutely, go ahead and roll with cold.
Okay. So, oops. What did I just? There we go. Okay.
Gonna have a snack while we roll.
Okay, here we go. Hey.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice. You're doing good today.
I know.
Got those high rolls. Cool. So on a 10 and up, you keep your cool and gain insight, ask an MC a question about the situation, take one forward to acting on that information. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, you have a forward from gazing into the abyss, Zach. So don't forget to mark that.
Yes, I do. I did mark that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So go ahead and what do you wish
To gain some
to
insight
gain
on.
insight on? Yeah.
I think I would. I'm listening to Stevie and I'm listening to their words and I, calm myself down. But I think what I want to gain some insight on is this something that they're putting on, or do they genuinely seem cool?
Yeah. The meditation definitely is a thing that you never thought Scotty would be up to.
Yeah.
Not because they're not capable of it, but because they are just very they are very passionate and they're very caring and I guess it's not that you would think that they wouldn't be into it, but that they are much more of an active feeler
Engaged,
that
yeah.
For you and for high school, I, as an adult person who's also been meditating for a long time, understand the benefits of it. But
Yeah.
as a high schooler, with a meditation practice in an adult way is
Yeah.
something that you are really skeptical of. So it's just kind of haha, that's silly. This isn't going to last long.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But as you're kind of all talking together and the four of you have come together, I will say, because you're trying to center yourself, keep your eye on the prize, get yourself where you need to be, you do notice that as people are walking by, there is a little bit of attention on your group. People that are walking by, whether they're freshmen or upperclassmen, kind of take note of you. And you do notice that the first thing that their eyes go to in most cases is Scotty.
Yeah.
So there's a sense of kind of attention that you don't see affecting them right now because you know them so well that they're kind of unfazed by it. They're in with your group, they're concerned, they're checking in on you.
Yeah.
But you do notice outwardly that there is an attention on them.
I think that he internalizes this information and really thinks about it, and for now just kind of goes along with it and says, oh, you're right, I do kind of already immediately feel better. Thank you.
Right. Listen, you guys are gonna have to try it. So just once with me, just once. Before a session, it doesn't even have to be 30 minutes, it can be 5. Just...
Hey, are we all in the same homeroom, Townsend?
Oh yeah. Oh.
It's we're all together
I meant
though.
to text you
right?
last night. We're all together, but Townsend? Oh God. And immediately that kind of zen, the one thing that gets under Scotty's skin is people who they don't want to be around.
Yeah.
That's their kryptonite. And so you see, and then Becca just laughs at them for immediately just dropping the Zen vibe act.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with Townsend every morning with Townsend.
That is a pretty shitty way to start.
It'll be fine. We'll just sit in the back and we'll all sit together and it'll be fine.
Okay, fine.
Ronnie's dad found the killer, by the way.
We didn't find the killer.
Found the killer?
He would if he let me.
Becca
Let me out.
immediately gets up in your grill and is you didn't tell me that last night. Did you know that last night?
No, I didn't know that last night.
I'm just joking,
Okay.
guys.
Listen, if anybody finds the killer, this is Becca, it's gonna be Daddy can, okay?
That's just
So-
you're just saying that because you have such a weird crush on him, Becca.
Listen, he
Yeah, that
looks
is
like
weird,
Stanley
dude.
Tucci.
You're 14.
I don't care. Stanley Tucci is objectively attractive. I'm not gonna like
Stanley
sleep with
Tucci
him.
isn't Ronnie's dad.
Could play him in a movie. She like as she like walks off, she's like, "Come on, let's."
I've always gotten more Mark Strong vibes. It's like this,
And y'all. Oh, go ahead.
As the group of them are they like outside talking?
Yeah, they're all still.
I would love for me and Alaska to come like pummeling.
Hell yeah. Alaska. Okay, wait. We're gonna do this. Roll 2 d6s and tell me what you get, Jen.
Oh,
Roll 2 d6s with. I'm making up my own rules right now.
as is your right.
Do it with add your volatile stat. I'm gonna add for her. She has a +0.
For
Plus one,
her.
'cause you have to have a-
I'm
Good.
gonna roll 20. Damn. And then I have a +2 with volatile, so that's a 9.
Okay.
A +2. I have a +1 with volatile. So. Oh wait, actually. Stop. I'm creating on the spot. Hang on, because Alaska would be a werewolf, and so she could have a werewolf stat.
Isn't that the truth?
Isn't that the truth? Okay.
Onyx is a werewolf.
What? Thank you for coming to Monsterhearts. That has been the season. We thank you for.
My big review ruined.
Okay. Hold, please. Okay, so what can I have?
Either
Okay,
one or
volatile
2.
1. Yeah, so she's gonna have this one. Okay. I'm gonna make a character sheet for her by next session. But she's gonna roll, and I'll roll in the thing as well. 2d6s +1. So she's winning. All of that to say, I didn't want to make the choice that she was winning. I wanted it to be fairsies. So yeah, as you're racing, she is just like right in front of you. Like you're putting up a good fight. It's pretty like set like 9 to 11. That's pretty close. But just by a hair, she goes past, and then you see her veer off. And as you're like, why is she veering off? You see this group of teenagers, and you just pummel
Careen into them.
Yeah, careen, and like honestly, probably right into Scotty and Steve mostly.
Oh.
Scotty's like, oh my god, oh,
Ow.
Fuck. Oh my god. Guys, like, stop. Okay, get away from me.
What? You just ran into me, man.
You're just like standing here. I wasn't.
We're walking to the class. Man, I expected like a little bit of an apology.
Okay. Good luck getting one.
Okay, sorry.
Good start.
Alaska.
Put my...
Alaska's like about like 100 yards away.
Damn.
She didn't realize that you like careened into them, and by the time she like turned around, she was like way far away, and she was just laughing. And you see her with Seth, Cora's brother, and she just kind of like looks at you and turns around and is like, and you see her mouth let it happen.
Okay, so I'm gonna like flip her off and then turn around and be like, I'm Onyx. What's up?
What's up is that you just ran right into us, dude.
Did she happen to, when she fell or ran right into me, lose like a keychain, or like maybe something fell out of a pocket or a bag or anything? Even something relatively insignificant? And if not, so it's
Is it something you don't want me to have to notice?
Yeah, if it's something, if in 100%, this is only me asking if this is a possibility. If it's not a possibility, that's fine. But if there's something like small and innocuous that could have fallen away that I could have grabbed as I got up, I would try to do that.
Yeah, I would think that maybe like if I had like a backpack on, like a back zipper wasn't zipped, and maybe some like pencils fall out or something.
Okay, yeah. I think that I would give you all but one of the pencils and like
Okay.
pocket one of them, and I would say, here's your pencils.
Thanks.
I'm Steve. And you
Hi, Steve. And I like, I think I'll stick out my hand. I have like really long, like pointy, like done up fingernails. Hi, Steve.
I shake your hand. Your grip is definitely more firm than mine.
I'm sorry. I ran into you. It was like an accident. I was trying to beat my sister. She's a junior. But
It's okay, you
yeah.
were raging. I totally get it.
Yeah. Okay. Totally.
This is and I just like beg for anyone else to talk to her.
Scotty notices and is like, "Hey, I'm Scotty."
What's up?
They like go to shake your hand and like see your nails and are like, "Oh, that's some sick nail art. Where'd you get that done?"
Oh yeah, thanks. Me and my sister do it to each other. Just kind of a little I don't know, thing we like to do.
Your sister did that, or you did
Yeah.
that?
She helped with my left hand, with my right hand.
Yeah.
My right hand.
And you see Scotty kind of like scratches their chin a little bit and shows that they have like some pretty like, it's like amateur. It's not anywhere near the same capacity as Alaska's work, but they have like two-tone nails with like a little like squiggle in the middle, and they're like, "Yeah, I did this myself too."
Oh.
Okay. That's Becca. Becca kind of waves. This is Ronni. She's probably never gonna forgive you for running into us, but
I would have been if you'd have been cooler about it, but I don't forget anything, just so you know. And then I pull out a journal and I take a note.
Okay, I didn't run into you specifically, and I apologize to Steve, so don't have to be weird about it. Yeah?
What homeroom are you in?
Oh, Townsend.
Oh, us too.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be hanging out this year then.
Oh, really? Oh.
Got a
You're
whole
all
year
in
to work on your
Townsend?
apology skills.
What?
oh god.
I just overheard that you're all in Townsend. I'm also in Townsend. Hi, my name is Vernon Jasper. I couldn't help it. I didn't want to eavesdrop, but you're talking so loud.
Did you say Jasper?
Yeah, Vernon Jasper.
Take out my notebook and I take a note.
Now to take a pause
Sick.
right here.
Sit, Vernon.
Steve is
before-
going into his shell right now.
Yeah, I was like, so we mentioned that like kids from different middle schools and school districts can come to any high school in this city. Y'all really like live in the neighborhood area. Alaska and Juno, or Alaska and Onyx, I feel like we've already established that y'all, it's okay, I guess I'm answering my own question, but y'all don't know each other. So are we, let's assume from here on out that like y'all went to different middle schools?
Yeah, or like, yeah, I mean, maybe
Vernon and I know each other. I don't think I know this group at all.
yeah. And it also
Vernon,
it also could be just a large middle school with like multiple classes, and we just like didn't
Yeah,
ever,
no.
like run
Yeah.
into each other.
well, and
or
it's
run
not, this is more kind of for me to just like continue to paint the picture so we don't have to get too much into it. But
yeah.
I mean, I know that in my middle school there were three, or in my area there were three middle schools that all fed into one
Yeah.
high school. So I guess there could be different middle schools in this area.
Yeah.
And since you all live on kind of separate sides of the area, we'll
Mhm.
just say that different middle schools.
Yep.
happened.
Sounds cool.
Cool. I just wanted to establish that. Ronni or Scotty looks at you, Vernon, and is just like, man, people in high school do really be getting a sense of fashion though. And they like take your tie and like kind of like put their fingers through it and they're like, is this real silk?
It is. I put my hand on their hand as they hold my tie and just kind of grab onto it. It is. I'm not trying to make a statement. This is just how I dress. But yes, it is real silk.
And they kind of like take their hand away. They're like, okay, this has been a morning. I need to go take some breaths. I'll catch up with y'all later.
Cool down, Becca.
Yeah, Becca's like
Okay.
already
I like-
eyeballing Vernon.
I like toss her my water bottle as she leaves.
She like mocks like pouring it all over herself.
Should
Anybody,
we go find our
Before we head
lockers,
in,
or-
I was gonna grab a quick cigarette if anyone wants one.
Sure.
I'm gonna go find my first class in locker, or maybe this. You know, I not that I think that. I mean, you should be able to smoke. If you want.
Tweet. All right. Well, I'll see you in homeroom.
She just turns around and walks out.
I was gonna say yes to smoking a cigarette, but because Ronni said yes, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go and get ready. So, hey, Steve, wait for me.
Okay.
Fucking
Yeah.
slow down.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, and I walk with. Hey, don't worry about Ronnie. She's a little standoffish, but she's cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was an accident, so
Oh, I
hopefully
know.
she can get over it.
Have you ever thought about trying out for the rugby team, or like the football team, or like the lacrosse team?
Oh, I've thought about it.
Because you should.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've heard that there's some like weird rules about letting girls on the sports team, but I'm ready to have some
Fuck
chats
that.
about that.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. I mean, you're clearly tougher than me. We wouldn't want me on the sports team.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe I gotta talk to some coaches, but if they're not receptive, maybe I'll start like a petition or something, and you can be the first to sign it, Steve.
Yeah, no, I'll back you up for sure. And also,
Thanks.
Onyx is such a cool name. That's like
Ah.
that's really cool. Is it after the Pokemon?
Onyx looks like totally lost. Like,
The trading card, the stone. Never mind. It's so. So I mean, it was more of a joke. Really, our parents probably wouldn't be into Pokemon. So, is it a name you gave yourself?
no, my parents gave it to me.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it the name you gave yourself? What the fuck?
No. Not the name.
Cool.
So your parents seem. I mean, it's pretty cool then. Onyx. What's your last name?
Smith.
Oh. Okay.
I think they had to like, make up for the super boring last name to, give us all cool first names.
I mean, Onyx Smith.
Can't
That's super
help
cool.
if
It
you're-
sounds like kind of like a dwarf blacksmith who works, in town. It's Onyx Smith because Onyx is like a rock.
Yeah, Onyx is a rock.
You like rocks?
Not like especially.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're just no. Honestly, just think it's cool that it's like they're like they've been here like way longer than us, and like they'll be here a lot.
Steve, bruh,
Yeah.
what's going on? You okay?
I'm not good at talking to people. I kind of don't have a lot of friends other than the ones that you just saw.
Well, you have more friends than me at the school so far. That's 3 of them. Right now, you're my only friend. So we're about to take this freshman class on. That's what I have to say.
Friends. Cool. Yeah, no, I think that let's fuck
You're
it
gonna
up.
sign my petition.
Yeah.
So Steve, if you're not into playing any sports, like what you trying to do? You're gonna get involved in like any clubs or what's up? What are you into?
No. Nope.
No?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think there's any clubs that I mean I thought about like trying out the fall play. Like, stupid. It's dumb though.
Why not? Do it. What are they doing for the fall play?
I guess I don't know.
Well,
But they always
we
have
got
one.
some
You know.
coaches to talk to. We got some drama teachers to talk to.
Yeah.
We already have an agenda for today, Steve. You and me, we got a plan.
You're making me feel really good about myself. Thank you.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, well let's go. I mean Smith, Taylor. Maybe our lockers are close together.
Hell yeah. I like
Yeah.
the way you think. I can always rough someone up to maybe move my locker if there's anyone between us.
Just do that.
Like fight someone for a locker? Yeah, no one's gonna like put up a fight about it. If they do, like they won't do it again, you know?
It's good.
Steve, you're weird. You're a weird guy. Let's go find our lockers.
Does anybody, it's like as the two of you kind of like laugh and walk away, does anybody else have any agenda items they want to take care of on the walk into the building?
I pass a cigarette to Ronni.
Yeah, I want to have a cigarette with Vernon.
Okay. And is it a cigarette?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Full on tobacco.
I noticed that you took out your notebook when I told you my name. Do you know my family at all?
Oh, no, I just like to remember the people that I meet. Never met you. What's your deal, Jasper?
I'm just new here at school, of course, just like I assume that you are. I'm looking to find new friends. And it's so good. I'm glad to have met you over a nice cigarette before school.
Yeah, me too. Are you new to town?
No, I'm not new to town, but I've kind of bounced around. Do you know Cora Lancaster?
I do, right? Do I?
You would be familiar with, especially in your dad's line of work.
Yeah.
And you've probably seen the name Lancaster. They've donated pretty generously to a couple of his investigations.
Great.
And are just generally in the neighborhood, well-known family. Have a couple benches in Townsend Square that are like dedicated to
Of course.
various members of the Lancaster family.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know her? You live here because of her?
Yeah, they're a family friend, and I'm currently living in their guest house. It's nice. It's not bad.
Oh.
What
Okay,
about
well,
you? You new to town?
Oh no, nope. I'm an old staple here. But enough about me. We should do this again. I like talking to you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. I'll
Ronni?
just like put the cigarette out on the ground, whether it's done or not. I put it out, walk away, and then as soon as I'm around the corner, I would like take some notes.
I watch you intently as you walk away. But stay there.
Amazing. Do you both eventually make your way in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get into the like homeroom exactly on time.
Cool.
I have some. I go to my locker and put on some like perfume I have that's like it just smelled like a stoner's house, like that, incensey kind of smell.
Patchouli.
Yeah, some patchouli, some sage. just to cover up the cigarette smoke.
Nice. Yeah, y'all find your lockers pretty easily. It's not a huge school. It really, is not really a lot of people's first choice in schools in the area at this time of education. A lot of kids are finding kind of specialties they want to go to, so they're going to the performing arts schools, they're going to the STEM schools. There's not a lot of kids that are really actively choosing to go to kind of nondescript public high schools in the area. So you're looking at about maybe like 500-600 total. So you easily find your lockers. You remember how to use a locker from middle school, so it's not too hard. You bring if you all want to think of a couple personal items you want to keep in there, just for day to day, how you want to decorate it, feel free to do that at any given moment that you visit your locker. But for the sake of brevity, take a drink. We'll go ahead and say that you easily make it to the first floor homeroom, and eagerly greeting you, as you all have come into contact with her at least once in your existence, except for maybe Jasper. You can decide how present you've been, or even maybe Onyx, I guess. But Ronni and Steve, you definitely have been in the city center enough to know that Townsend Square, named for the famed Townsend family, and most illustriously and eccentrically, the current Townsend in your life, your new homeroom teacher, Bridget Townsend, who absolutely just, oh my goodness, another year, another crop of fresh minds to be molded, and I am the honorable one to do it. Come in, students, come in, as she greets you very eccentrically, just with a very tight string of pearls. Almost looks like it's constricting her, with her neck just as active as it is and tight as it is, as she just puts on the show as students start making their way into their homeroom. And let me pull this up for y'all. We got a homeroom map, and as you can see, I've placed where we talked about notable NPCs and such sitting as well. But you see all of these students start to file in, and Steve, Ronni, and Becca, you two end up meeting up with Scotty, who immediately finds their position back in the back with y'all. You take up this little corner area here. There is a kind of bigger, muscly for a freshman guy, with a thick neck and just a baby face. So it's very jarring to see just this thick guy with a baby face. And you can see really notably his right ear is a little bit kind of disfigured and puffed out in the cartilage. And Onyx, as you come in, you immediately see that, and you know that this guy is a wrestler. You've seen what is coined the term cauliflower ear from wrestlers, and all your time thinking about sports and anything that can happen to damage to cartilage like that. So you immediately clock this guy as a wrestler, and he goes and he sits kind of in the middle, kind of inconspicuous, a little bit stiff as he sits down. Vernon, you make your way to the back, surveying everybody coming in as you do, and you see Cora, who makes her way and kind of makes eye contact with you, almost as permission to sit near you. And she kind of waits.
I keep my eyes locked on her as I walk into the room, and I give her a smile, and as I sit down, I kind of gesture for her to sit near me.
Yeah, she very clearly trying not to be too excited, but it coming off as excited, kind of like starts a little bit and her eyes get a little wide, and then she kind of like tries to soften up. Very obviously, like she's practiced this in the mirror a couple times, goes over and sits at the desk in front of you, but doesn't turn around to like say hi or talk or anything. She just sits, but you can tell that she's like, her attention is on you, definitely. And then Onyx, you kind of make your way from your locker to this homeroom, just as Miss Townsend is kind of making her way back to her desk and shuffling through some papers. And as she turns around and sees your general visagry, says, "Oh my goodness, we have another Smith! This is incredible. Oh, your sister Alaska, she just was one of my I shouldn't say this, I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. It's one of my favorite students," she says, like, to the room.
Alaska?
Oh, Jess, just a doll, and I'm sure you'll be just as lovely to have in class as she was. Oh, I feel like I'm getting a little legacy.
I'm like visibly embarrassed that like so much positive energy is coming toward me. Like feel like it feels like someone's trying to embarrass me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Without in a bad way.
She definitely doesn't get, she's definitely like trying to see how many people are listening to her talk about like all the people she knows and like the legacy. Like she's using words like legacy and like lineage and like, oh, she's like trying to prove something, and it makes sense that that's why you would take the seat closest to the door so you can get the out of there whenever she's done. But she takes the paper on her desk and kind of like survey, like she's like surveying her kingdom a little bit, looking at all her new students, her new tutelage, and you all know that she teaches calculus, even though that she is absolutely 100% into the arts, into the arts council. She's the leader of your your neighborhood's arts council that throws the art fair every year, which you know is coming up this weekend. So after the first full week of school, art fair is usually when that happens. But she's like talking to these two kids in the front, Eddie and Edward, who Ronni, you know, from your middle school as the redheaded twins that are just, you know, never really been too disruptive. And right now they're kind of just like nodding and listening to Miss Townsend as she is just talking all about how she always requests freshman homerooms because the upperclassmen are great and their minds are so beautiful and brilliant, but she loves to see the beginning of the process and she wants to be a part of it. So as she's talking to them, the bell rings and she, oh goodness, another year has begun. It is time. Hello, everyone. My name, of course, you probably all know me, is Bridget Townsend, but you must call me Miss Townsend. We must maintain formality, but if you see me outside of class, feel free to call me Bridget or B, whatever flows off your tongue. I'm sure I'll see you all at the arts fair this weekend. Yes, anyway, let's go ahead. We're only here for about 15 minutes in the morning just to get the announcements, just to get the things going, so let's go ahead and take attendance, shall we? Okay, let's go through. Let's see. We have Eddie Mahoney. Oh, yes, of course, you see the far right or the far left twin raise his hand. Edward Mahoney. Oh, of course, Eddie and Edward, how precious. Dustin Stewart. And you see next to you Onyx, the kid next to you raises his hand. We have Onyx Smith, of course. I'm gonna let you raise your hand though. Oh, thumbs up. Yes, good. Way to be independent. Think for yourself. Haley Wilson. And you see behind you, Onyx. Girl raises her hand. We go through a couple more names, and then we have Steve Taylor.
Present.
Oh, Steve, hello. You look like you read.
Yeah, I know how to read.
Make sure you visit the book stall at the arts fair. There's some nice independent authors you might want to look at. Scotty Pearson. Oh, yes. All right, beautiful. And then Vernon Jasper. Vernon, where's Vernon?
Yes, what a pleasure it is to be in your class, Miss Townsend. Or was that Mrs. Townsend or?
Oh, it's Miss. Just Miss. Cora Lancaster. You see, she like brushes that off kind of rapidly. Cora Lancaster, and Cora like raises her hand gently, just kind of flicks it up. Becca Song, yes. Ronni Marx, beautiful, yes. And she calls a couple more names, and then says, yes, Gabriel Lewis. Oh, excellent. And then Josephine Betteker. Nope. And she kind of shuffles through her papers a little bit. I'll talk to the office and make sure I have the most up to date. Okay, anywho. And Steve, you notice that the only desk that is empty in the whole classroom is the one in front of you. And however you feel about this information is how you feel about this information, but you don't know because this is your first day of high school and maybe all classrooms aren't full.
Yeah.
What was her last name again?
Betteker.
Okay, thank you.
Betteker.
Also, I think whenever Josh's name is called, I'm like lounging, like looking back at him, and I'm like I make eye contact with him, like out of familiarity, but we don't know each other.
He kind of looks at you and kind of like puffs his cheeks out, kind of like that, and like runs his hand through his like very like short cropped hair. It's not a full buzz cut. Like he's got a little. It's kind of almost like military style, but like soft on top, and just kind of like runs his hands through it, and kind of like looks away, and like leans forward. But you can tell he's kind of like, okay.
I think I killed it.
Yeah, hell
great
yeah.
First impression.
And so, yeah, you have 15 minutes of homeroom. Is there any thing you want to attend to? Anyone you want to talk to? Flesh out a little bit?
I would like to switch places with Becca. Maybe I would have done this even before attendance so that it's not like super obvious.
Okay.
And then if Jasper or if Vernon and Cora have any conversations, I just I would not be listening.
Okay. Are you currently having a conversation right now, Vernon?
Yes, I can tell that, Cora's like intentionally not looking back at me, which I kind of like. But I'm waiting for her to initiate it. But after a little while, I kind of stand up and I walk over to her desk, even though we're sitting next to each other. And I just kind of like kneel next to it and say, I was thinking about this podcast. There's been some disappearances in town recently. Maybe we're talking about that cereal. Maybe we can do some, just check it out a little bit.
Oh. Wow, yeah. I mean, we definitely could, but wow, that sounds kind of scary. Like an active one. Like at least
scary.
in Serial, he was in jail. So like even if,
The problem is we don't know much about it, and well, we'd have to do a little bit of snooping. You're okay with snooping, aren't you?
I've never really. I guess. And she kind of like looks at you as she decides to say yeah, to see how you would react.
All right, I'll show you how to snoop. It's really pretty easy.
Wait, are you a snooper?
I'm not a snooper. I just like to watch.
You're an investigator.
I wouldn't say investigator. I am a knowledge seeker.
Wow. Wow. And she like kind of like leans to like gesture as if she's just like, wow, and like brushes your hand again just to like, and then takes it away and is like, yeah, that sounds, maybe we should like meet up tonight and like after dinner or something and like just write down a list of like things we want to like think about or like start to like look at like a to-do list or something.
Ooh, I love a to-do list. Let's do it. I stand up and I give her a very short back rub, like shoulder rub, and then sit back down.
Miss Townsend like is in the middle of still conversing with Eddie and Edward. She's really targeted in on them for now because they're closest. And she kind of like, you see her clock that out of the corner of her eye, and she doesn't say anything, but she gives you like a giant smile as if she's going to be the reason that these two students are going to get married one day, and it's going to be all because of her.
I meet her eyes as she smiles at me, and I wink at her.
What kind of wink is it?
Like kind of like I get a smile.
Is it
it's just subtle.
Yeah, it's subtle. Okay, so you're not trying to like turn her on or anything.
No, not necessarily.
Okay. You feel like as a vampire, just feel free to roll with turn someone on, and anytime you have an interaction that you feel deems that, or if you want to see where it goes. But yeah, she clocks it and she kind of just like, and keeps talking to Eddie and Edward. And Cora is just, honestly, I want you to roll to turn Cora on again because you touched her on the back in a classroom setting and you weren't like weird about it. Well, I mean,
So
it's weird
awkward.
generally, but like you were like confident about it.
Okay, roll for hot. 14.
Hey! You feel as you're massaging Cora, you feel her entire body get warm underneath your, like, you just feel like the heat wave rise from her, and you feel like her shoulders drop, and she kind of like leans back a little bit into you and like kind of taps her head on your chest, and just this like brief interaction, almost at the same time that all of the eye contact with Townsend is happening, and she is going to go the next step after that, and she is going to essentially give herself to you. Like, you basically have a henchman, have a person who is probably going to follow you, not a lot of questions asked.
Yeah, when she gets a little bit hot under the collar, I could like feel that in the brief time that I'm like touching the back of her neck.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the first time that I am turned on.
What? What does that mean anything, or is that just you are
no, it doesn't mean anything.
just narratively you're describing? Okay. I was like, I could go down and see if there's like a vampire thing that happens, but
not quite yet.
Cool. Okay. So anybody else have?
Steve is just sketching on his desk quietly.
Yeah. You see, because Becca and Ronni have switched places. Ronni is kind of in her own world. You know this to be kind of her investigative mode.
Mm-hmm.
She is targeting in pretty hard right now.
Yeah.
and Becca is kind of just like watching her, but also on her phone. Is like probably has gone over to talk to like Gabriel or Derek or someone. Is just like trying to gather as many Instagram people as she can, just like adding everybody on Instagram. She's like, I'll start a thread. We can like do like a outing or something. Like, definitely. She's like being a little social media phenomenon.
Yeah.
And so Scotty kind of looks at you, Steve, and just kind of like looks over at your doodles. Like, what's on today?
Oh no, it's nothing. If they looked and I didn't notice, they would briefly see what looks like very jagged symbols that he's just kind of sketching almost absentmindedly, almost as if they're just in his brain, and he covers those up briefly. Oh no, doodling.
That looked cool, man. That was like metal. What is that? Is that some new design for our game?
Yeah, it's a language I made up.
Oh shit. Dude, you always said you wanted to do that.
Yeah, so I did it.
Oh my god, are we gonna get it this weekend?
Yep.
Hell yeah. What's like the first word I should learn?
Starf. It means
Starf.
brave.
Oh,
Starf.
yeah.
You are quite starf. They are quite
Hey.
starf. We be starf.
We be starfing.
We're
Oh,
starf. We're starf. Home of the starf.
Home of the starf. Listen, you're being real starf today.
Hey, yeah, thanks. What about you? You feel like you're being extra starf today too.
Yeah, this isn't as bad as I thought it'd be. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be bad. But I mean, we're just sitting here.
You
Like-
sure you're okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
No,
why?
cool.
Do I
No, I just,
know?
People, teenagers.
Yeah, puberty.
Yeah.
My mom,
Mm.
like, after one of the meditations she had me do,
Yeah.
talked to me all about puberty.
Do you ever
was
see
like-
anything with your meditations?
What do you mean?
Like, I've heard that people who like meditate and stuff like see auras. Have you ever seen like an aura around somebody?
I don't think I see anything.
Yeah, cool. So then you're not going crazy. That's good.
Why? Are you seeing stuff?
No, I was making sure that you weren't
Are you
seeing
getting
anything.
puberty hallucinations?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. They pull out their phone and they Google puberty hallucinations.
I'm looking over.
I'm looking it up right now too. Puberty
Hallucinations?
hallucinate.
That's not how you spell hallucinations.
Reddit will tell us.
Yeah, make sure.
Lack of sleep, drugs, stress, and other external issue. And they're reading this to you right now.
Yeah.
And other external issues can all cause a teen to hallucinate. Are you on drugs?
I mean, my doctor thought I should take prescription strength Pepsid because my heartburn was really bothering me.
I don't know if that counts. Did you sleep last night?
I mean, not like
Well,
I've been-
that's-
yeah, not a lot.
It's a first day of school. Like, do we ever really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Are you stressed?
I mean, my dad died. So
That's pretty stressful.
yeah.
I would say that hallucinations could happen then.
Yeah.
I would say don't worry about it. I would say just get some rest, drink some water, and don't have any other external issues.
I'll try not to have any other issues.
And they like scroll down a little bit and they're like they put on like their D&D performance voice and they say, to know whether your teen hallucinations, auditory, visual, or otherwise, is connected to mental health issues, seek out a mental health professional right away.
Just do it a lot faster than you put at the end of a commercial.
I can't even do it that fast. And
Yeah.
they like laugh and try to like do like a disclaimer voice, and are just trying to think of ways to make you laugh and help you feel at ease. This article is called "Help! I think my teen is hallucinating." Help!
Yeah,
Anywho.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Anybody else have?
I don't remember if we determined anything about Dustin, who's sitting beside me. What's Dustin like?
No. Dustin is free range. What is Dustin like?
Well, I'm wondering if Dustin would be... I'm not necessarily trying to talk to Dustin. I'm wondering if Dustin would be trying to talk to me. I think I'm trying to kind of, like, observe the room. And I also think that the two girls behind me are being, like, obnoxious.
Oh,
yeah, they're just
sure. Look at the way they
laughing.
spell their names.
The two girls behind you are buried in their phones. They are taking pictures of each other. Like, have you ever seen teen girls try to take pictures of each other for Instagram or fucking Snapchat or whatever? I love this game, but I judge Snapchat. That's where I draw the line. But yeah, they're like trying to like take pictures of each other, and they're editing each other's photos. They're like doing different angles. It's just like obnoxious. And so Dustin is sitting next to you, and at first glance he is pretty normal looking dude, pretty normal energy. He's got kind of like sandy blonde hair, it's kind of shaggy, wearing some like pretty thin like round glasses. On first thought could be kind of like an art nerd. He looks a little kind of brooding, and then you realize he's kind of got his head down, and he is reading a book. And the book is called... Please hold. We're going to make this interesting.
Is Dustin our moody little bee?
He might
Moody
be our
little
moody
bee.
Oh, Emily Kipp, our moody little bee. Best.
Remember, you were the moody. The character's name was Emily Kipp. That was the moody little bee.
Yep.
You have to remember, you were the only one that watched it.
Oh God.
The book that he is reading is called
The Art of War.
The Bible.
How I Did
Trust
It.
the Animals.
Interesting.
Okay, and he's just like sitting there reading.
Yeah. He's not like, he doesn't look like nervous or upset. He's still a pretty neutral guy. You do see every so often when the girls behind him are loud, he'll like kind of freeze in his scanning, and then when they settle down he'll continue back.
Okay. I think that I spend some time kind of just like looking around the room, but then like I'm looking at him and I'm like, I like tap one of my long nails on his desk.
He'll kind of like, his eyes will guide him. He won't like jolt or like stir or anything. His eyes will guide him. He'll see your nail and then he'll look up at you. Hey,
you like stories?
Yeah.
You like theater?
I don't really know yet. I have never really done it, but I was gonna see what the play was.
Oh, sick. My friend back there, and I point to Steve, is trying to do the play in the fall too, and I'm trying to get him like in, you know?
Oh, hell yeah. My older sister said that they need boys in the plays.
Wait, who's your older sister?
Her name's Jenna.
What year is she in?
She's a junior.
Oh, sick. She probably knows my older sister, Alaska.
Oh, shit. You're Alaska's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alaska. I think Jenna and Alaska were like in a class together and had to do like some projects. Like,
That's weird.
just
I've like
sophomore year.
never heard about her.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of keeps to herself mostly, but she is kind of a theater nerd, and she would be mad if I didn't try out at least once.
Well, maybe we need to get some boys in the drama club, and we need to get some girls on the sports teams. It's time to do a little swap.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't want to play a sport, so go for it.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
are you
going
trying
for it.
to be on the sports team?
Yeah, I'm trying to do wrestling this year.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Damn. And he kind of like looks you up and down. Not like judgmental, but just like observing. Like he's like sussing you out to see like if you could or would, or like, because he's like, he kind of chokes. He's like, there's only a guys wrestling team.
Yeah, I fucking know. That's the problem.
Wait, are you gonna try to join the guys wrestling team?
Yeah, I think it's like outdated that only guys can wrestle at this school.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he kind of like, you see him get a little psyched, and he's like, hey, are you about to start a revolution?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I bet you in a week we could have like 10 other girls in this school who want to be wrestlers. And you could take them down.
Yeah, Onyx has never considered that getting herself on the wrestling team does mean other girls will also be on the wrestling team. She kind of figured she'd be like the only one.
Yeah. and like it's becoming like most like increasingly clear to you that Dustin is like moved by like social justice. And so like the fact that he like in this moment was like, yeah, boys on the drama team, girls on the sports teams, yeah, this is a fight we can win. Like,
yeah, come
he
on.
starts getting really hyped up about it.
Look, it's great to know that you're on the philosophical team, as it were, not the actual team. I know you're not into that, but do you want to come meet my friend Steve over here? And I'm like motioning for him to like get up and like come over to the empty desk.
Oh, you're motioning to
Dustin.
Dustin will like kind of like shrug his shoulders and like put his bookmark in, shut it, and like grab his backpack and like go and sit over in the empty desk.
And I'm kind of like leaning between that desk that he's sitting in, Josephine's desk, and Steve's now. And I don't know if I'm interrupting Steve or whatever, but I'm like, hey, man.
Oh, hey. Oh, hi.
This is... I actually didn't even ask you your name. What's your name, dude?
Dustin.
Hey, Dustin. This is
Hey.
Steve. Y'all are both going to be in the fall play.
Oh.
I mean, we have to try out.
Well, yeah. But Dustin said that they always need guys, so...
Oh,
I think your chances are good.
Oh, I was thinking about maybe... I mean,
Yeah,
but it's stupid.
No, it's not stupid. Is it stupid?
I mean,
Is
it probably
it
depends
stupid?
what the play is, you know?
I don't know. I thought, you know, I like telling stories. So
Yeah. And he like holds up the book. He's like, I love stories.
oh, do you ever play tabletop role playing games?
Like role, like that sexy
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
Role playing.
No. No. It's like playing pretend, but like for old people.
Oh, I'm not that old. Are you?
it's
not
like
kids.
Yeah, like not,
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
like it's cool. It's like a lot cooler than
And
that. And
Onyx, you are like seeing this going, and you're like, oh, is he stupid or what's going on here? And you just start to see that like he has one thing he's good at, this Dustin guy, and it's getting like lit up about stuff. And so when he's not lit up about it, he doesn't really know. But then as soon as he gets lit up, he's like
Not as
I'm in it.
charismatic.
Yeah.
I'm
But
like,
he like looks at Steve, and he looks kind of like at you, Onyx, and he looks back at Steve, and he's like, yeah, like
games, like Dungeons and Dragons.
that show, the Stranger Things show. The
Yeah.
kids and they
Exactly.
they're
Yeah,
kids.
it's a little bit cooler.
Adult.
It's cooler than it's like there's like really like depending on the group that you can play with, you can get to some like pretty like adult stuff if you know.
Oh.
is that what you were talking about with my name earlier? Is it that game?
No, I made a joke that her name came from the Pokemon Onyx.
Oh, Onyx, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rock one.
Yeah.
Not related.
Ugh.
No, this is
Huh?
see in Pokemon you trade cards and you collect and they all have
And they have
abilities and they're
stats,
like
and you can
they're like little
find
cute monsters and then in
and they level up. And
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah.
like, one monster is actually like three guys.
they can evolve into and each like evolve they get like more powerful
They
and
get-
it's
yeah, stronger.
there's a
Yeah.
really great anime on it that you should check out that's been running for a really long time. Specifically
So
the
long.
Mewtwo arc is really
Like, since
good.
my
It culminates
mom-
in like this like really fantastic movie.
Oh, Mewtwo.
Yeah, Pokemon 2000.
Crush.
It's good. You're gonna have to try to find a VCR, but it's worth it because it's a really.
We
good
have a
movie.
VCR in my basement.
Oh, really?
Sick.
Yeah. My
Our VCR
mom
broke
kept it.
forever ago.
No, listen, I have like the original Pokemon movie on VHS.
In the white case, in like the white
In the
white
white
plastic case.
the white case.
Oh my god!
Do y'all
did
want to
you?
come? And,
I-
and
Yes. Did you ever?
Sure. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Did you ever
Okay,
open the
you'll-
white VCR case and smell it?
shut up! Never tell anyone, but yes.
It's all really.
And he just starts opening up to you, and
Yeah.
y'all can just go and go.
Yeah, we just
And
nerd
you
out.
start talking. Onyx, do you continue to like be a part of this?
Yeah, I think I'm like there and I'm like trying as hard as I can to like pretend I'm like in the conversation and know what they're talking about, but I live in a mausoleum and don't have a TV. I'm like,
Yeah.
on my
I
cell
live
phone,
in a
whatever media they're
mausoleum.
talking about.
I think that like the more that because like it's funny, you know, I think that objectively from an outside perspective, Steve is a very like quiet person and like very internal.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, this is a story about our character, so obviously he's going to be more active in this story. But so he's talking a lot, but I think it's because like as soon as you get into any nerdy subject, kind of like how Dustin feels about the social, like he kind of lights up about it. And so I
Yeah.
think that any movie or TV show or game that you say that you're not aware of, it's very much the classic of like, you don't know, like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. And I think that he would like try to like set up a time for like the three of them to like get together in Dustin's basement.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
And I think Onyx expected to like earn respect by like bullying people a bit more. And it's kind of like shocked to be like, and like I'm like, I have no idea what these guys were talking about. Like the word Pokemon is meaningless to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna like help me get on the wrestling team. They both seem like cool with that. So like sick.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah, so y'all just kind of geek out a little bit. Did you say, Onyx, that you were sitting at the empty desk?
In
Or were
between.
you?
And that Dustin.
I think
Between-
Justin sat down at the desk and I was just kind of like leaning
Okay.
between them. Yeah.
I think specifically, by the way, just because
Yeah.
I know that she is paying attention, Ronni would see Steve like catching himself being very happy talking to like Onyx and like and Dustin, and then would like catch Ronnie's eye, someone who knows him and someone who knows that he's not been himself lately. It's like these are new people. He doesn't have to like hide anything. He doesn't have to be, and so like, and then he meets
Yeah.
Ronnie's gaze, and I think that Ronni would visibly see like kind of like a degradation of emotion, maybe even a little bit of guilt before jumping back into the conversation with Onyx.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Love that. As the 15 minutes of homeroom is winding down.
Packed 15 minutes.
Act 15 minutes.
Packed 15 minutes.
Oh, packed. I thought you said act for 15
Act
minutes.
15 minutes.
I'll say one thing first. Onyx, as you're sitting there, you feel a like chill run through your spine. Almost as if like an air conditioner blast, like a vent from like an above air conditioner like came down and like blew cold air on you. But you look up and there's no vent, and there's no sound in this room at all from any vent like on.
Okay. Does it come like at a specific moment? It doesn't seem to be like triggered by something.
No, it just is in the time that you're listening, like as they're kind of winding down their conversation about Pokemon and kind of like setting a date to like go to Dustin's parents' basement and watch the VHS. You just kind of notice like you get a little chilly.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would like look around to like be like, is there a draft in here somewhere? And then just kind of like shrug my hood up.
Cool. And then as Miss Townsend kind of slaps her hands together and says, all right, it's about the 15 minutes, just the most memorable 15 minutes of every beginning of every day that I'm going to spend with you over the course of this next semester. And then she's interrupted by a chiming of almost every single person's phone in this classroom going off with the emergency alert. The like sound that's like the ding, ding, ding emergency alert, and everybody kind of starts looking at their phones. And a couple people look outside as if there's like some emergent weather. And you all look and you see this text message on your phones. And for those listening on our podcast version, it's a emergency notification alert that says Angelwood Emergency Notification Service. Pack of gray wolves spotted in the area of Angelwood Natural Forest Preserve. If you are recreating, please stick to major trails and report any sightings to nearest park authority. For more information on what to do if you spot a wild animal, please visit ... more. And that's where we will end our first session of Monsterhearts freshman year.
I'm gonna throw a tantrum. I want to do more.
I'm gonna throw a tantrum. I figured now would be a good time to stop before homeroom pops off.
Yeah.
Ignore that it says 7:08 p.m. I didn't know what time that would pop up. 7:08 a.m. 7:38 a.m.
Yeah.
But stay tuned in 2 Thursdays where we'll pick back up with session 2. Same group, ongoing campaign. This is not a campaign that is going to come to an end after a certain amount of episodes. So I'm just throwing things at the players and we're seeing where we go. But today was a little syllabus day of sorts, just kind of getting to know everybody and your surroundings. So hope everybody had some fun and felt good about it.
We're already discovering some cool stuff.
We're already discovering, and we're making plans.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally like have a calendar for everybody.
Relationships.
Yeah.
I definitely did not expect the Onyx and Steve bromance.
Me neither.
Here. I love it.
Love it. And then like you're like, who is Dustin? And I'm like, well, Dustin's about to become major. Here we go. But before 2 Thursdays from now, join us on Sunday for a little help continuation session. We're back in Tearoth. It's going to be great. A lot is happening. And we are going to conquer the world or destroy it. There's no way to tell yet. But and then
24th.
the 24th, is that Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Monday is going to be something, right? No?
The next Monday. There's nothing on the 17th, but the 24th is the next Candle Keep.
24th is the next Candle Keep. So next week, Sunday, we're doing Tearoth, and then we are off for a short week that week, but then join us next week for Teroth, Candlekeep, and
Monsterhearts. Nice.
Yeah. But that's all we have for you. Thank you so much to y'all for jumping into this silly feral system. And I will see y'all in 2 Thursdays. And as always, everybody say bye.
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 Bye.